That's what this school is about. It's about developing the individual along with getting academic proficiency. But it's more than that. It's about the happiness and individual growth.
It's a unique place where people they're just fantastic. I couldn't wish for anything more.
I found what I wanted to find. What I was searching for was that knowledge which really I could connect to myself.
I'm able to really enjoy life. I mean, really, it's really enjoyable.
You can't be in a better environment where you're completely nurtured and you can accomplish anything.
Maharishi University of Management in Fairfield, Iowa. Academic excellence, development of consciousness and creativity, high quality of life. In the next few minutes, you'll learn about Maharishi University of Management. You'll meet students who have come from around the world to study here. You'll meet outstanding faculty and get a look at innovative teaching methods they use to help speed your learning and deepen your appreciation of each subject. And you'll learn how Maharishi University of Management adds the development of consciousness and creativity to the educational experience.
Maharishi University of Management, we train students to manage, not just business, their whole life. They can manage the creative intelligence that's deep within. And that managing ability is necessary for success in every area of life.
You'll have a broad range of bachelor's, master's, and doctoral programs to choose from. And you'll study with faculty who are internationally recognized scholars and researchers who have received many prestigious research grants and who have presented and published hundreds of scholarly papers.
And the classes here are really small, and the professors give you that individual attention that you need.
In our program, there's not a big barrier between the commercial work and the fine art work. And the exciting thing is that there's a huge demand for the commercial side of things. And more than half the students in my classes last year, for instance, did commercial work in class, including the beginning classes. So it's very exciting to think that what you're working on in the morning could be up on the web in the afternoon and be seen by millions of people.
Dr. Robert Schneider directs the university's Center for Natural Medicine and Prevention, which is supported by a research grant from the National Institutes of Health. Dr. Schneider is also Dean of the College of Maharishi Vedic Medicine, which trains students in the practice of natural medicine.
Rather than focusing on disease care, which is common in other medical training programs, we're focusing here on health and enlivening the body's own inner intelligence, utilizing the intelligence of the whole universe to increase health and prevent disease.
An innovative feature of education at Maharishi University of Management is the block system, where students take just one class at a time.
One class at a time for 4 hours a day is very convenient because you focus on one subject of knowledge at a time and you go very deeply into that subject of knowledge. You never feel stressed out. You never have finals week where you're cramming to study for 5 tests that are worth 70% of your grade at the same time. You take one class at a time, it's really easy, really effortless, but at the same time you go very deeply into the knowledge.
A great thing about the block system is that you can take these courses called rotating university courses, which allows you to study at different places all around the world for 1 month. Last year I took a 1-month course in Italy and it was so much fun. I got to experience the culture, but also had a learning environment, so you could have a balance between having school and also experiencing these different cultures.
In every class, you'll have the advantage of using unified field charts, which have been developed by our faculty to connect at a glance the knowledge of the whole discipline to the knowledge of the unified field of natural law, which has been found to be identical with the student's own consciousness or intelligence in its most fundamental state. This means students can always see how what they are learning relates to the field of study as a whole and to themselves.
I just find that by understanding that there's a deeper level to knowledge and to life, you never feel like any problem is too difficult to solve.
Another innovation is the study of a new academic discipline which connects each branch of knowledge to the whole tree of knowledge, and the whole tree of knowledge to yourself. This study is called the science of creative intelligence, the study of consciousness.
Everything is based on the understanding of what consciousness is. And so this gives a greater dimension to when you look at a tree. It's not just a tree with leaves, it's actually a tree with something living inside it, that it's actually come from a field in which I am connected to. So you kind of begin to feel connected with everything.
On campus, each morning and evening, students practice the Transcendental Meditation technique, which allows the mind to settle down and experience a unique state of restful alertness, and to enliven the latent reserves of the brain. At the same time, the body gains deep rest, which revitalizes the nervous system. The result is greater alertness, creativity, and intelligence. Over 600 research studies have documented its benefits.
That's why I love it here, because not only am I expanding my knowledge of whatever I'm learning, but I'm also expanding the knowledge of myself. So I love it.
Many students also practice the TM City program, including yogic flying, which increases coherence in the brain, produces a balancing influence in the environment, and creates bubbling bliss.
So meditation makes everything kind of easy. Like, it's a good thing.
We found that the regular practice of the Transcendental Meditation program as part of the curriculum reduces the stress of the individual students. So anxiety is reduced, depression is reduced, and other forms of mental stress. And happiness and vitality and positive psychological experiences are enhanced. Not only do students do better in the classroom, but outside the classroom, their behaviors are more healthy. As a consequence, our students are more healthy overall.
I feel like the TM program allows me to become very settled inside, very quiet. It prepares me as a student to be at my best.
World-renowned physicist Dr. John Hagelin is director of the university's Institute of Science, Technology, and Public Policy.
Education must develop the potential of the brain. The problem with education elsewhere is that it does not really address the hardware of the brain. The holistic, consciousness-based approach of education at Maharishi University of Management develops a student's full mental potential so that they can accomplish the most in their own lives while contributing maximum to society as a whole.
Since founding the university in 1971, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi has inspired the faculty in the development of consciousness-based education.
If the total brain is used all the time, then of course the infinite creative potential is in function. If the brain is not put to total use, after some time, the man loses the ability of total perception, of total activity, of total behavior. So born with the infinite creative potential, the individual remains segregated from his wholeness. He remains a partial. Remaining partial, being in actuality unbounded, the man will always remain frustrated. This is the fundamental reason for frustration in everyone's life, that the education does not make use of the full brain. The education does not make full use of the brain. So the brain is handicapped. This is one wrong thing in education, that it does not provide an opportunity to the individual to make full value of his brain. If the full value of the brain is utilized, then cosmic potential of the individual is utilized. Here is the turning point of human race, the destiny of human race now.
Dr. Bevan Morris, President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees at Maharishi University of Management, addressed graduates at a recent awards ceremony.
When one looks at the students, one sees the brilliance of consciousness and intelligence and peace and harmony and all the best that there is in human life radiating from their personalities. And it just gives not only hope, but certainty that the future of the world is a very bright and peaceful and heavenly future. Because what we see in these graduates is the result of a kind of education which Maharishi, our founder, has created, which is completely accessible to every human being on earth.
The core of this educational program is the development of consciousness. This is an extraordinary program. It's the education of the future now. No other university can offer this. The full development of the brain, the full development of each individual's consciousness. So no matter what situation the student enters, he has more to give, more happiness, more power, more energy, more creativity. This is what education is all about.
My practice of TM brings a great amount of stability and strength and clarity in my relationships with my friends and my relationship with my parents, and allows my perception of knowledge to be on a much deeper level.
Rich in diversity, Maharishi University of Management has a peaceful and nourishing campus where you can gain a global perspective.
I just loved the students at MUM. I met so many interesting and international students who gave me such an understanding about their culture and tradition, and it opens my mind so much about the whole world.
I felt more at home here than I ever did back in Australia. Everyone's incredibly friendly, and they're always looking to please you and make you feel happy around here. It's just great.
When I first got to school, the thought passed through my mind that here I am studying with students the age of my children. In fact, I actually knew some of the kids, but it's turned out to be an incredible experience. I've made some really special friends, actually, and it's just so rewarding. I'm really enjoying myself.
Everyone's like a family member to you. It's like a brother. It's a great time. I have a blast playing basketball or going swimming, going to the dances. It's really easy to go up and talk to people.
All the guys are wonderful. They're really good, and we're undefeated so far this season. We're looking forward to tournaments and indoor leagues and stuff.
Most students have a private dorm room. Ethernet computer connections to the internet are available in most rooms as well. In the dining halls, students enjoy a vegetarian and dairy menu prepared with fresh, healthy, and natural ingredients. Maharishi University of Management graduates have been hired by leading corporations, have founded their own companies, and have entered a wide range of professions, including health, education, law, and government.
I was just talking to one student yesterday who was offered 4 fantastic jobs, and he wanted to come discuss with me how he should choose between these jobs. And it was because he had the maturity, the self-starting ability, the confidence that an employer was looking for.
The information that you gain in an education today could easily be obsolete by the time you graduate. So what you need from your education isn't so much information as the ability to be more creative, more intelligent day by day, more resourceful day by day. This is exactly what our students gain here at Maharishi University of Management, and this is exactly the kind of experience that employers are looking for.
In a survey conducted by ACT, Maharishi University of Management graduates reported a much higher level of satisfaction with their education than most college graduates. They also felt they were more prepared for their current occupation and reported a higher quality of life.
My education at MUM prepared me for a lot of different aspects of business. After graduating from MUM, I went to one of the top graduate schools in the country, and I have to say that when I look back on my life now and compare what I got out of that graduate school relative to what I got out of MUM, the values I received from MUM were much more holistic and had much more real value in my everyday life than what I received from graduate school.
Academic excellence, development of consciousness and creativity, and high quality of life. Maharishi University of Management.
What I'd say to other students that are thinking about coming here or transferring here from somewhere else is do it. This is the kind of environment that takes everyone into consideration.
We would invite you to visit Maharishi University of Management on a visitor's weekend. Spend 2 or 3 days here.
and meet our students, our faculty, find out what consciousness-based education has to offer you.
Visitor weekend courses are held throughout the year. Visitors stay on campus, have a chance to meet students and faculty, visit classes, and participate in student events such as concerts and plays.
At MUM, the atmosphere is passionate. People aren't afraid to go after what they love. People think and act big. Our teachers and our friends encourage our passions, nurture them, structure them, and stretch their boundaries, taking them to a universal level, all within the spirit of expansion. I remember moonlight walks, falling off the edge of the world, and the Wizard of Oz Halloween team. I remember planning my life when I couldn't fall asleep. I remember Iowa lightning storms. I remember opening up and diving into myself. I remember feeling at home the moment I arrived here.
You can feel that silence deep down in your soul. Then it gently starts to flow. With wholeness on the moon.